morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines for this hour. Kusum Podel arrested for the rape and murder of 10-year-old Shreya Sunar. Lawmakers of the ruling party criticized the government of apathy towards investigation on heinous crimes. Ruling party's co-chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal expresses discontent over government's conduct, alleges indifference towards implementing federalism. U.S. President Donald Trump accuses China of attempting to meddle in the forthcoming U.S. midterm elections. And Bangladesh storms into the finals of the Asia Cup, defeating Pakistan by 37 runs, books a clash with India in the finals for the title. A neighbor of 10-year-old Shreya Sunar, rape and murder victim of Pumbidi Bumdi, Pokhara, has been arrested. Police arrested 27-year-old Kusum Podel on the day Shreya's body was recovered. The Kaski police organized a press conference yesterday and informed that Podel confessed to his crime. The police have claimed that Podel had raped Shreya under the influence of alcohol and marijuana. The postmortem report of Pokhara Health Science Academy had proven the rape and the injuries to the head of the deceased. It has only been 2 days since Rohtahat's 18-year-old Samjana Das succumbed to her injuries sustained by acid attack. Another 30-year-old woman named Basanti Pariyar has reportedly been attacked by acid in Naul Parasi, Kawaseti yet again. These crimes have not come under control, mostly due to the easy access and affordable price of acid. On top of that, lack of strict actions against the attackers has made them feel that they can get away with very less punishments, leading to the increasing frequency of the crime. The commonly available acids are usually purchased for getting rid of rust and cleaning toilets and utensils. Likewise, these acids are also used in batteries. For its day-to-day uses, consumers of any age can easily purchase the acid, which has increased its misuses. Given the consecutive incidents of acid attacks as of recent, rights activists have demanded for stricter market rules for risky products as such. The incidents of Samjana Das and Basanti Pariyar are only a few that have come to light in recent time. There have been countless cases of acid attacks in the past that have left victims disabled and worse, taken their lives. The criminal code has declared acid attack as an act of crime and is subject to 8 years of imprisonment with 300,000 rupees penalty to be paid by the perpetrators. Rights activists, however, have said that this punishment is not at all adequate to control the crime. It's the first time that the acid attack has been addressed by the Criminal Act. Lawmakers have said the provisions for punishment can still be amended through vote. Attackers might get punished after committing the crime. However, it is imperative on the part of the government to take steps to completely stop such acts and carefully monitor the transactions of products that pose a threat to the lives of the public. Let's now continue with the latest national political updates. The parliamentarians of the ruling party and the opposition have strongly criticized the government for its failure in initiating any effort to control the increasing violence against women. Most of the lawmakers who spoke at the parliament session yesterday said that they were in shame due to the government's indifference towards the increasing incidents of violence against women. The parliament had endorsed a special proposal related to violence against women just a month back. Despite the endorsement of the special proposal, the parliamentarians have opined that timely investigation into cases of such violence remains to be seen. The parliamentarians also demanded the government to publicize the report on the investigation of the Nirmala Panta rape and murder case. They further criticized the government for awarding new tenders to contractors who should have rather been taken actions against for their failure in ensuring timely completion of existing projects. The trend of forming a separate committee to delve into any faulty investigation of crime has long been a commonplace in the country. Be it the infamous Kantipur incident 3 years back or the recent rape and murder case of 13-year-old Nirmala Panta, the government formed separate probe committees to look into the cases. However, neither the real perpetrators nor the drawbacks on the part of the security mechanism were unveiled. Even the reports submitted by the so-called independent investigation committees were deliberately concealed from the public. This indicates the government's tendency of forming probe committees merely to do away with the public's outrage and criticisms instead of ensuring justice and boosting security. It has been more than 2 months since the rape and murder of 13-year-old Nirmala Panta of Kantipur. The investigation into the heinous crime, however, is still in limbo, providing leeway for the murderer to walk scot-free. The Home Ministry formed a committee to look into the case, concluding carelessness and attempt to bury evidence by the police and local administration. The committee, however, submitted its report to Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa in a clandestine manner, despite the issue being largely of public concern. According to sources, the report has failed to come up with anything concrete other than pointing out flaws on the part of SP Dilliraj Bishta, who is currently under suspension on the suspicion of rigging the investigation led by Nepal police. The major objectives of the committee formed by the government were to unveil the real culprit and the reason behind the police trying to save the criminal by destroying evidences. It's not only in the Nirmala Panta case. The government had also formed a separate committee pledging a fair assessment into the 33-kilogram gold smuggling case. The report submitted by the committee has not even been made public, while the report of the Kantipur incident, when a 2-year-old child along with 8 security personnel were killed, has mysteriously disappeared. This proves that the government forms probe committees merely for the sake of it, to fool the public, while justice keeps eluding the victims. Co-chairman of Nepal Communist Party, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, has criticized the conduct and performance of the government led by another Nepal Communist Party co-chairman, KP Sharma Oli. Addressing public interactions in recent times, Dahal has not only criticized the modus operandi of the government, but has also felt the indifference of the government led by his party towards the implementation of federalism. Co-chairman Dahal is of the view that the government led by his party, which boasts of 2/3 majority, has failed to perform to expectations and is lacking seriousness in implementing federalism. In his increasing meetings at his private residence in Kumaltar, Dahal has been expressing his dissatisfaction towards the weak performance of the government. Dahal yet again appeared discontent with the government in his meeting with a group of journalists yesterday. Previously, Dahal had criticized the performance of the government while addressing a function on the Memorial Day of late Sahana Pradhan on Saturday. Speaking to Kantipur News, standing committee member close to Dahal, Agni Sapkota, had said that voices were being raised within the party for the evaluation on the government's failure to perform according to public expectations. At a time when another senior leader, Madhav Kumar Nepal, has been alleging Prime Minister Oli of operating the party and the government in an arbitrary manner, co-chairman Dahal, also being critical, however, hints otherwise. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Welcome back. The modality of the Buri Gandaki hydropower project has been changing with each change in government. Looking at the progress of the 1200 megawatt capacity project in the past 7 years, it seems as if this project will never be completed. It was decided 7 years ago that the Buri Gandaki hydropower project would be moved forward as a national pride project. 2 years ago, the same KP Sharma Oli-led government decided that the project would be moved forward with national investment and an additional tax of 5 rupees per litre on petroleum products. The government, led by the then CPN Maoist chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal, later scrapped the decision and handed the responsibilities of the Buri Gandaki hydropower project to the Chinese company Gezuba. The Sher Bahadur Deuba-led government then decided to move forward the project with national investment. Now the current KP Sharma Oli-led government has decided to give the project to the Chinese company Gezuba again. The land requisition process for the project has already been initiated, which has affected 3,560 households of Gorkha and Dhading districts. The project's cost has been estimated at 264 billion rupees, out of which 21 billion rupees have already been collected through added tax on petroleum products. However, changing decisions with every new government has raised questions whether the project would ever be completed at all. Welcome back. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question. Why are decisions being quickly changed regarding the Buri Gandaki hydropower project? Your options are A, geopolitics, B, lack of internal capacity, and C, ploy of interest groups. The voting is on. Type in EWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at the top stories one more time. Kusum Podel arrested for the rape and murder of 10-year-old Striya Sunar. Lawmakers of the ruling party criticized the government of apathy towards investigation on heinous crimes. Ruling party's co-chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal expresses discontent over government conduct, alleges indifference towards implementing federalism. U.S. President Donald Trump accuses China of attempting to meddle in the forthcoming U.S. midterm elections. And Bangladesh storms into the finals of the Asia Cup, defeating Pakistan by 37 runs, books a clash with India in the finals for the title. And that's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 this morning. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good morning.